Hey Sagittarius, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. I know I have to think about it for a second. This is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. For Sagittarius, your tarot card reading comes out every single Tuesday before 6 a.m. with Scorpio and with Libra. So please do subscribe to the channel and ring that bell and hit all notifications so that you'll get notified when I upload your favorite content. And please don't just stop at your sun sign. A really well-rounded reading is your sun, your moon, and your rising sign every single week, hopefully. So let's get into your reading. I'm confused, but I'm also like intrigued and enticed to see where the cards will take us, because you can't get more contrasting, opposites than the Lenormand cards that are in front of me. You have clouds, and then you have anchor. So you have confusion, and then you have consistency. You have, you know what you want, or you don't know what you want. And in the center is the heart. So I don't know if it's the link or it's confusion. But I don't think it's confusion, because then there's anchor on the other side. It's almost like the link between what confuses you and what holds you down. But at the same time, it doesn't hold you down so that it makes you feel held down. It keeps you up, it keeps you light, but it also gives you security. This is really interesting because we're in Gemini season. This is the air sign. It's like, how do air signs ever get consistency? Like, how do air signs ever get a sense of solid thoughts? Focus is the air equivalent to solid ground, right? So it's almost like in some ways you're finding focus and freedom at the same time through love, through relationships, or through what you love, because it doesn't have to be just relationships. It could be what you love. There does seem to be a lightening of sorts. It's a perfect, it's almost like, can I say this? Perfect balance. Perfect fucking balance. The perfect balance between what holds you down and what lifts you up. Not being too crazy, too wild, but at the same time having the freedom to be whatever you want to be and be crazy and wild if you want to be. Let's get into the reading, because I really want to know where this is going to go. Sagittarius, please. Sagittarius. The great mystery, Sagittarius. All right. Archangel Raphael, provider of healing for mind, body, and spirit. You know what I thought was ironic that this card showed up is that I say that balance is health. That's what health is. And healing is the process of putting something back into balance. So now you have Archangel Raphael coming into your life to help start balancing your life back out. And what a wonderful thing. It's almost like in some ways you got a new, fresh perspective on things that really bogged you down lately, to start to see, wow, maybe this isn't so bad. Or maybe I got this wrong. Like I thought this was worse than it is, because in comparison, holy shit, it's almost like something is happening to you to help you start putting something into a perspective that will help you balance things out. Yeah, let's go. But definitely a key factor, healing, finding that balance. That's kind of what this all starts off with, right? So finding that balance, dreams, believe in your dreams, and look at how freaking romantic and beautiful this is. This is a sense of believe in your. Wow, you are just a bunch of contradictions today. That's wonderful and exciting. Illusion. It's like believe in your dreams, but then embrace the truth, wake up from illusion. And so that just shows us dreams, aspirations, goals, what we're inspired by, what we aspire to do or be is not the same as illusion. So it's like now you're starting to be able to tell the difference between the two, between what kept you lost, the clouds, and what actually gives you inspiration, because that's you as a fire sign. Inspiration is your staple. It's what keeps you burning and keeps you going. So now you're starting to see a clear difference between what inspires you and what just distracted you. Okay, this is fantastic. This is almost like the most difficult act of balance that I've ever seen in my life. Like I'm thinking of like those crazy like daredevils that balance between like the Grand Canyon type of thing, like do a tightrope walk over the Grand Canyon. my God, it scares me just to think about it. Just to think about it, I get vertigo, man. But Sagittarius, this is definitely like that master class in balance. Wealth. Okay. And then writing. You know what? It's almost like you're starting to see the difference between having a lot of money and having a lot of success and having a lot of freedom. And you're finding that fine balance between the two. Because it's almost like when you're working and everything is about money, right? You start to get bogged down and you lose freedom, right? Because you're working so much, you're doing so much to make money. Everything is about money. This is also saying that you will start to have the abundance or the resources that will enable you to be able to get a move on, go somewhere. The writing card is about opportunity coming in, but opportunity, freedom, being able to advance yourself, get going, get moving, having the money to be able to get going and get moving. Interestingly enough, it's like the balance and the healing had to come in first. And I think that's the last step before sort of becoming, I don't know, being able, like opportunity starting to open up. The universe is really making us earn our abundance right now. And it's okay, because it's like, it's going to bust our balls to make sure that we have the discipline to deserve it. Because it's, you ever hear that fucking statement where some high percentage of people who win the lottery lose it? Like within like 5 years, the money's gone. It's almost like the universe wants to know that when you have the abundance that comes into you, you will absolutely be sure what to do with it. So it's not going to give it to you before you're ready. And it's really sort of busting balls right now in order to ensure that you're ready. But okay, ready for what? I am beautiful. I am a child. This is an innocent glow, an innocent beauty. First of all, I am beauty is about looking at yourself, not in conceit, but in confidence, and being able to find a sense of self-love. Maybe a sense of self-love that you haven't had since you were a child. I am a child. Letting yourself go back to that happy place that maybe you haven't visited in a while. Finding that sense of self that you haven't known since you were a child. Whatever this is a lightening. A lightening at the same time when you are really solid. It's like, it's not like, I was going to say it's because it's absolutely not, it's a returning to your state of innocence when you're mature enough to appreciate it. Okay, let's move on from there and we'll see where we're going to go, where we're headed to. Sagittarius, where is Sagittarius headed? Where are they headed? You guys, spiritual strength. Interesting where your strength is coming from, something that is actually not tangible, but instead it's coming from sort of like internal realizations inside yourself, a spiritual strength, a connection to spirit, being able to have faith again or find faith again. This is also connecting to your heart chakra. There's two things very noticeable about this card. The third eye is activated, that's the blue, and then the heart chakra is radiating and just almost pulsating and so in tune with like back to your heart, getting back to your heart and intuitively connecting to it. Almost like, okay, I don't want to make too many assumptions. Let's keep going. Hope is returned. Wow. Transformation. See, I think I think the hope is helping you transform, or you still have hope. You have a hope, and now you know you have to change to not maintain the hope, but fulfill the hope. But you see it clearly, so it's tangible. It's not like it's being handed to you, but it's tangible. Positive movement forward. And this is a leap of faith. I love how they choose this imagery for this card. because it's a leap of faith. It's like you're sailing into the sunset, the happy ending. But right? But that's not what it's about for me. When I look at this card, I see a sea, open ocean. You know how scary that shit is? But it's like positive motion, movement forward. You don't get there without a little bit of a risk. You don't get there without faith. And that's what it is. It's finding faith. It's traveling toward your sun, which is your heart chakra, toward what you really know to be true about yourself, but you're using that as your GPS. And then you have suffering and silence. So something that you didn't realize was going on inside of you, or no, something that you did realize was going on inside of you. You've been suffering for a while. Some kind of suffering has been hidden for you. Hidden for you, or once again, heading into the sunset. There's a lot of sun rising, sun, finding your heart, your sun sign, Sagittarius energy. I don't know, we can come up with a lot of equations, but there's all these sense of, oh, this desire that you've always known that you've wanted, but you felt held back from. Okay. Memories of love. This is where I'm saying getting back to that innocence, that childhood, remembering something differently. It's almost like Sagittarius, you're starting to remember something differently. And in doing so, you're unblocking something that kept you sad, something that kept you suffering. You're starting to realize and let things trickle in again. Because you memorized it differently, it's almost like it goes from being solid to a screen, and it's letting things flow through again. Then we have triumph. Memories of love. You see how he's letting them go? Those things in the past that just don't serve you anymore. Those things inside that were just making you sad and you held on to. The holding on blocked you up. The block is now burst through. And it's happening for you guys. It's through kind of like reconnecting. I just see you. I apologize. My words have been all over the place, but Mercury is in retrograde, right? And it's like I feel the things intensely, but putting them into words has become very challenging for me. You are not controlled, number one, by these memories anymore, but you're almost made lighter by being able to remember them in a way that doesn't hurt you anymore. Triumph over something that was making you feel like shit for a consistent period of time. Okay? Sagittarius, 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 Sagittarius. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. This is a new beginning for you guys. And you've aimed it. You're focused. In other words, you know what you want now. And that was the major part of the battle, was making the decision. Because maybe you were all over the place for a while and very distracted. Expect powerful change. This is 2 new moons, so a new beginning, but it's completely different from the life that you've had to live so far. This is happy, this is positive. I'm telling you, this is like good changes, and the energy is gaining momentum. So what you have been focused on, in other words, what you have been manifesting, you're starting to see happening, or starting to make real plans for it to happen, or for it to manifest. Sagittarius, Sagittarius. Be patient and spread the light. So you've had to wait a long time, and maybe you weren't ready. Talk to God, connecting with your sense of spirituality again, finding your faith again, because you're not going to talk to God if you don't have faith, right? It's you rediscovering your faith, Sag. Talk to God again. It's almost like clearing up your delusions by reconnecting to your visions. Isn't that interesting? Be patient. You weren't ready. You weren't ready. That's the message that is coming through loud and clear. And you had to be patient with yourself. You might have also had to be patient with somebody else. That's a big one. Give more. Are you learning patience right now? Are you doing some work? Because this is Virgo energy, associates with work, like work, day-to-day, almost pedantic work about being patient that taught you patience with yourself or with other people. Spread the light, helping other people, contributing to the progress of others by sort of almost like becoming more giving. It's almost like you're put into this position, Sagittarius, where you were humbled and held back and had to work for others in order to know how to like be free and liberate yourself. Very much, guys, you are the arrow. And I'm going to use this metaphor because I'm sure you're familiar with it. It's like somebody had to pull you back in order for you to like fly forward. And that's what it's about. It's like you're so close to just like somebody releasing you, and so that you can like you can fly directly into your target. But it's like this was the pullback period, and you're starting to feel the shift. The shift being it's okay. The release hasn't happened yet, but you can feel the release coming because you've been pulled back as far as you can pull back. The reason why you would pull back was because you had to review some shit. These are very talkative. You had to review some shit. There was stuff that was left back there that needed to be like dug up, trudged up, and worked out. Or else when your arrow was released, it was gonna like poosh and not fly as far because it still had so much baggage. Hold on. In the past, this is coming up. Talking big, talking smart, somebody talking loud mouth, but they don't even know who's really listening. Like they think that like somebody's listening. They don't see that people are hearing what you say, right? And maybe taking it seriously. This is somebody who talks too much, who talks for the sake of getting attention. But they didn't realize whose attention they're getting. And this is like a mischievous little fairy. It's like, I don't know, trying to impress somebody. Okay. I'm confused, but I won't stay that way. Currently, we have friends holding you down, having your back, a tribe that's protecting you. Okay. And then we have knowing what you want, something coveting you or coveting something, knowing what you want, but also desiring something, longing for something, maybe longing for a group of friends or a belonging somewhere. And then we have in the future celebration and happiness and just being able to have joy. It's almost like in some ways you had to find your tribe, or you had to become solid in your relationships in order to be able to move on. Twice now you get this like little fairy lights. This is like fantasy. This is also like springtime, happiness, playfulness returning, almost like fantasies returning from your past. In some ways, I feel like something was squashed in your past. I'm still confused. We're definitely gonna get through that. Can you please clarify what this energy for Sagittarius is? Wisdom. First card out. You know the truth. Oh, I understand. You associated, this is associating with people who talked big in the past but didn't really know shit about what they were talking about. And this is starting to see people for what they really are, getting quality, finding quality people to hang out with and be around, questioning your beliefs. Why do you think the way that you think? Why do you think the way that you think? Why do you believe what you believe? Because of the shit from the past. And now wisdom. Now you see the true value of something, the true value of somebody. Oh, I'm not really getting the cards that I need, and I don't know why. Okay, hold on. Sagittarius, if you I would love for you to join me. I'm sorry, I'm not thinking straight. Born_without_boundaries over on Instagram. I go live Monday through Friday. Please join. I'd love to see you there, right? For a daily tarot card reading. I also post the daily tarot card readings on my other site, Astrology Motivation. And that link I'll attach above. Please go over there, and I hope you subscribe over there too. That's where I post my weekly astrology forecasts and my weekly astrology motivation videos, as well as the 5 dailies every single week. So I hope you discover that as well. There's also always an extended reading to this reading where we get clarity and a near personal reading through tarot, as well as your romance reading, and that link is below. You're starting to see the bad lessons. You're seeing them very clearly. You're starting to recognize the difference between the bullshit. You're starting to see very clearly the bullshit that you were taught. So that there is a difference between illusion and what you dream of, right? And it's almost like now that all this dirt is being removed, starting to see, like see people's shit very clearly. That's what it's coming out to, probably how it's affecting your life. You're starting to see somebody's bullshit very clearly and be very, very happy that you don't believe it anymore, or you're not under the influence of it anymore. Breathe. Having to deal with something from the past with patience and meditation, being very patient. But the payoff with this stress is that you're starting to comprehend it in a different way than you wouldn't have been able to before. Regeneration, it's inspiring you to do things differently. I say, you don't want to end up like someone. You're starting to see what fucking bullshit and where their bad mistakes led them. And it's become very clear for you, and you don't want to end up like that. And it's an inspiration that you needed to start clarifying your life. Okay? All right. Was that the only cards that came out? Let me go into the next deck. Sagittarius. And I think that's what you needed. You needed the clarity before you shot the arrow. Because if you didn't have the clarity, you have the momentum, but you didn't have the clarity, you're not going to land in your target, right? Calcite, busy times and multitasking. This is an important one. Take charge of your schedule during this busy time and honestly assess your underlying reasons for being busy. You're avoiding something. But it's what you're avoiding that's teaching you what you need to know to change. Okay? Apophyllite, increased support. Your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities. Your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities. This is your tribe and opportunities. The difference between the good people and the bad people. And the clarity between the two. Clearing negativity. Release negativity from within or around you. Who the fuck is this? Like, what is going on? Let's get into it. Oh, first let's go into your animal totems. Why are they important? Your animal totems are important because they are the way that the universe is using the natural world to communicate with you. So we're going to see which animals pop up that will be your guiding messages and messengers for this energy. One came out. Dragonfly. Okay, well, you see dragonfly, you know there's a new start. You also know there's an evolution. And so you're not the same person that you were. This is growing beyond your own limitations through truth, through clarity, through realization, recognition. Now, whenever you see a dragonfly, that means that you know and are reminded of this message, but also pay attention to what's going on around you, because that's almost like a ding, 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 ding. Pay attention to pick up more messages that are coming in. Sagittarius. We're going to go over to tarot to clarify a lot of this. It's been a tough reading. And you know what I think? That's the message, isn't it? It's been a tough reading because it's been hard to filter through all of this. Lots of tension, lots of stress, and lots of bad lessons. Love. The heart of love is the heart of creation. All is possible through love. I'm telling you. All is worthwhile for love. Your love is what's inspiring you to stick with something, because maybe you would have given up too soon before. Okay? All is worthwhile for love. May all you think and feel reflect love's eternal truth. Then we have determination, to not give up, right? Determination, perseverance, and patience will lead to a positive outcome. Divine mystery. You, along with the sun, earth, moon, and stars, are part of one creation. A divine mystery unfolding each moment. Be present and feel the power of now. Be in the moment and witness the wonder of it all. Now is the turning point. It's the secret time when everything opens up. Let's read one more and then we'll read the rest in the extended. Miracle. Okay? Our wings of light surround you and those you love. This current situation is governed by a higher power. The forces of love are at work. All will turn out well. What will turn out well? I gotta know. Let's go to tarot. I will meet you guys over in the extended. See you guys over there.